I don't think we've gotten to talk to you, so I may be going back like into recruiting, whatnot. That's all right. In the end, when you did decide on Georgia, if you could name like one or two things why, what is it? What was it?
I would say something that just was important in the decision was that it was close to home, and Coach Monken I love the fact that Coach Monken, he's an NFL guy, and almost everything he does is statistical driven, and just the way he coaches and the way he carries himself is just something I want to be a part of.
Let me ask you this, because you saw some playing time this year, but it's still been minimal, which you'd expect at a big time program, and so how young you are. But what have you, for those that only look at the stat sheet, like what have you been able to develop kind of through practice and whatnot, and working behind those guys, which probably true to show what kind of quarterback you will be likely next year?
Yes, sir. I think it's kind of a thing where everyone's just learned from each other, and the reps that you get in practice are invaluable, whether that's scout team reps, you're going to twos, going to threes, whatever it is, all your reps are invaluable here because the defense is, whenever you go against inter-squad and stuff, you're going against probably one of the number one or number two defenses in the nation. And Coach Monken treats every quarterback the same, just in how he's coaching and what he's relaying to you, and I appreciate that, and I know the other quarterbacks do as well.
Let me ask you this: you actually see in the field, and a lot of guys say that, hey, we practice against the best defense in the country, so when we go out there on game day, things are, when you did see the field, was it an awe-inspiring moment, or was it one of those things that you've seen the field before at other levels? What was that like?
I think it can kind of go both ways, but when you got there, I mean, there wasn't 90,000 when I got out there any of the times because it was kind of
I'm trying to think which games you got in.
I think I got in the Vanity Game this year, and I don't know, some of the other kind of
earlier.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's still a big deal when you get out there because you know that you've earned that time, and that Carson's gone there and done his job, Stetson's gone there and done his job, and you don't want to let anybody down. But it's kind of the stadium might not have been packed, but it's just still awesome to get out there and just put on for your university.
Yeah. Is there a even as not necessarily the number one backup or what, is there still that feeling, I guess, that you could get called at any moment, right? I mean, describe that mentality.
I think you just have to go through every week like you're the guy. I mean, I know Carson does, and I do, and Gunner does, and we take all of our meetings very seriously. And you got to go in prepping that if you're the guy, that you got to go in there and do your job. That there's a lot of people that are going to count on you, and Carson's one ankle away, and I'm 2 ankles away, and just. You always got to be prepared, and if your number's called, you got to go out there and do your job, and that's why you got to take each week very seriously.
Your brief time at the university, like school life, personal life, you being from the area, did that make things a little easier? It wasn't like you were transplanted and you went to Oklahoma, but did that make things easier with people closer by? And
yes, sir. I say the transition was pretty smooth just because a lot of connections were around and stuff. But during high school, I didn't really hang out in Athens too much. I was more over in Oconee, just doing my thing over there. I kind of try to stay away from Athens, but I've learned my way around town pretty good, and having a lot of people I know close and having family close is very important as well.
How many total semesters have you been in school thus far?
So this December, we just finished up. It'll be my 4th semester. So
okay.
2 full school years, and then hopefully graduate next fall.
Okay. So as far as number of seasons remaining, what would that equate to?
I think I'll have 5 with the 4 in the red shirt. So this will be the end of my 2nd season.
Okay.